Hey, if God has given you a testimony today, you're grateful to be alive and you're just grateful to have all those people around you, let me see you in the comment section. Make some loud noise. Show some love. Welcome to Spotlight with Gwendy today. I am just so honored and happy to be with you. You all know that you are my people, right? I like when I see you guys. And it's just so amazing today because we're going to be meeting a great friend of mine, an amazing personality in the Cameroonian and African community, somebody who has opened up his heart to orphans, who has opened up his heart to refugees, to people in need. This is somebody who decided to spend his holiday in orphanages, helping the refugees in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about his passion for nursing and philanthropy and all the work that his organization has been doing, the CRRI. So without wasting much time, ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all remind you, as you tune in, let us know where you're watching from, share the video, and also pump some thumbs up, pump some likes for our guest on today's edition of the program. Without wasting much time, let's take the jingle and let's go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our amazing guest in the house, Dr. Celestine Atancho. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Gwen. I'm glad to be here. It's in about time, right?
It's good to have you in the house. I know I've been behind you. I've been like, hey, come on, let's talk. Let's get to know more of what you're doing. I see you doing great works. I see you giving out food necessities, health equipment. I see you going out there and offering training to refugees in Nigeria and all of that. And I was like, this is really commendable. So, hey, congratulations on the amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the support. Thank you for the opportunity to be here to share our work with your viewers.
Thank you so much. And I just want to ask all of you, I see you, Abuwen, Bright, Henrietta, Atanga. These are my two coup de coeurs. You know, they're always there supporting me. Share the video, Doctor. I hope you share the video. Where are the CRRI members? Are they not yet to support their founding president? Where are they now? Where's the Delaware community? They're not here. I don't see them. Where's the tri-state? Did you tell them that you were on Gwendy Media today?
Yes, I did.
And so what's that they did now? What's that all my Akum people them? What's that they did? They not can support a whole pioneer founding president of the
Akum tri-state,
of the tri-states.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so let's dive into it. I just want to thank all of you. You all know, like, my energy is so high today. And hey, I am in red, which means that we're talking all about giving out love today as much as we can. And we're going to be thinking about these refugees in Nigeria. A lot of us don't know what they're going through. I was at one of their live events and somebody called live from Nigeria. I had tears in my eyes. He was right there in the camp with them. These are people who lack literally $1 to survive. And that's one thing that I'm asking from all of you who are tuning in today. If you can do anything for somebody today, spare $1 to provide food for one of these children in Nigeria. I tell you what, you're going to love it. You're going to be grateful that you did that. Do something, okay? All right, so let's dive into business today. Doc, I know you. I know where you come from, but I'm sure that a lot of people who are tuning in right now are meeting you for the very first time. So would you mind telling us a little bit more about you, where you come from, just a little background so we can know who we're talking to today?
All right. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Celestine Atancho. I was born in Bamenda. And when I was 9 months old, I went to Kumba. So I grew up in Kumba until when I was 12. And then I came back to Bamenda, went to CPC Bali, attended CPC Bali for 7 years. And after CPC Bali, my life took a turn. I was pretty much everywhere and anywhere in Yaoundé for some years, and then winding up in Europe. and then finally here in the United States. When I came here, when I left Cameroon, I went to Madrid, Spain, to study medicine, and I could not pay my way through that education, so just spent 3 years in Europe trying to survive, and then winding up here in the United States, and then I went into nursing. Trust me, I went into nursing reluctantly initially, and it was like a springboard. At the time, I thought it was a springboard to go back to medicine or pharmacy, because at that time I I got married and having kids. So going to med school and residency was not, I was not looking to go through that. So pharmacy was on my mind. But when I started nursing, I ended up understanding the world of anesthesia. I met some few providers that did anesthesia, and I was fascinated. And I knew right there that's what I wanted to do. So I went into nurse anesthesia, and then eventually had a doctorate degree in nurse anesthesia practice. And that is the best decision that I ever took. And I'm encouraging everybody that is here thinking about a career in the medical field. Anesthesia is something you can think about. And I will be so glad to walk you through and help you, mentor you, so that you can achieve that.
You're always very open. I'll tell you something. The very first time I met you, I can't remember how many years ago that was. We were at a Bamileke event, I believe the Bamileke Association of New Jersey.
Yes,
that was when I met you.
Correct.
And I was so touched by your personality, your kindness, your willingness to help people. And ever since, we've remained good friends. You know, you've always been at events. I've seen you everywhere supporting everybody, and that's one of the things that stood out for me. So when I heard about your nonprofit, the CRRI, it was not a surprise for me. But let me ask you this question, and for all those who are watching us today, did nursing prepare you for philanthropy?
Not really, not directly, but I think it helped. I grew up in a very challenging environment. I was an orphan from birth.
God.
So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, and I saw my poor mother. I was the ninth child, and when I was born, my father had passed. So you're looking at this woman who was a housewife. You know, back then you're just the housewife, no income, 9 children to deal with, and a newborn. So I think that growing up and appreciating the opportunity to have survived, because I'm very thankful, even though it was a very difficult beginning, but I am very appreciative how things turn out. And definitely there are people that help along the way. So whenever the opportunity presents, I like to think about somebody who is suffering. It reminds me of me, and it makes a big difference to step in and make a difference in somebody's life. And that has been my mantra, and that is how I live my life on a day-to-day basis.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That is really, really amazing. I mean, it just touches my soul to see that, you know, you went through that path, and today you're being a torch, you're being a light for others. I remember watching the video of the kids you just sent to me who were singing this song, and you know, I looked at them. Some of them don't have their parents alive anymore, but they only have hope. Their only hope is people like you, is organizations like CRRI and other people that would think about them and say, oh, what would this child's future be? And I really want to say it's commendable. Before we get to talking more about you know, the CRRI and what you do every single day as a nurse and a philanthropist, I'd like us to watch that very short video of those kids who were just singing on your recent trip to Nigeria. Let's take that video and we'll be back.
Say, Baba, oh, Eshe.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, just watching those images, it just brings so much emotions.
That is
Being
correct.
a young woman, being a mother today, imagining that you are not there tomorrow and your kids only have people like Dr. Celeste, organizations like the CRRI to lean on, to hope for a future. Some of those kids wish they could just go to school, but there's nobody there to stand for them and say, my child will go to school. I don't know. I don't know what they would do if they don't have sponsors, if they don't have people who are there for them. I want us to go like a little step
Yeah,
backwards.
can I just say something real quick, Gwen?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead,
The
Doc.
video you just watch, those are kids from the Kids of Tomorrow orphanage, so orphans. And my friend, Miss Pentecosta Tekum, opened that orphanage. She's from Boston. She went to Nigeria and decided to bring all these kids home to that home you saw. So so there are about 60 of them, orphans in that home. So each time I go to Ecom, I make it a duty to stop by at that orphanage to spend some time with these kids.
Wow,
So
that is really, really
I want to
amazing.
give a big hand to Miss Pentecosta Tekum for that initiative.
And of course, we say hello to you, Mrs. Pentacosta. I've never heard that name. That's amazing.
Yeah.
May God bless you and continue to replenish. And I really want to ask all of you who are tuning in, please share the video because we need more people to tune in, because we're really hoping that one of you will be moved to provide $1, even $1 today, to make a difference in one of these children's lives. I know we all out here, we are good people, and we know what it means to go hungry. We wouldn't want that to happen to our own child. So why not pay it forward to some child that is watching us today from Nigeria? All right, Doc, you told us about your story. You were orphaned from birth. I mean, orphaned from birth by your dad, and then you lost your mom at some point. And you talked about difficulties that you went through, but you were just so happy that you had people that stood by you. Would you want to share with us? I know sometimes it's a little bit difficult, like very hard memories for you to go back to that. But would you like to share with us some of those difficult moments that you went through and how you were able to rise above that? Because there's so many people out here who might just need to know, how can I come out of this pain? How can I look forward? How can I even believe that tomorrow will be better?
Yeah, like I told you, I went to Kumba when I was 9 months old. So that's when
Yeah.
I got separated from my mom. My grandmother had to take me to Kumba, and I grew up with my grandmother to give my mother a breathing space in Bamenda. And while in Kumba, my granddad, Mr. Eben Jeshu, took me like his own and brought me up with so much love, you know. And that is my route to the Kambe community. I always tell the Kambe people when I meet them, I'm in Wenfu, is because I grew up in the Kambe home. So that is somebody that stepped up, stood up for me, and gave me that support, filled that void. And there have been so many other people along the way, you know, and that is why it is very important to step in whenever possible and just provide, give a little bit of hope. Now, there were difficulties, like I said, growing up, even up to when I was in CPC, you know, it was always when it's time for fees, school fees,
You get sent home.
the principal is coming to my class, I'll just probably leave the class before he gets there because my name will be called. I remember in upper seat when my classmates were preparing for JAM and they were doing the TOEFL, going to America and all of that. There are a few of us who just stood there and didn't even know what to do, how to proceed. But I just got used to that. And for some reason, I was just that resilient personality. I had a resilient personality. I did not let that drown me. I was just trying to belong. I've always tried to belong. A lot of my classmates thought I was from a very wealthy background, just the way I interacted and just made things.
Mindset. You already had that swag.
It was the mindset. I think it's the mindset. I was determined to belong and to succeed. So, and that is why after high school, I had spent a few years just roaming around and not knowing what to do next because there was no clear pathway for me. But it was all a learning experience, and I'm glad that I went through that because that has really prepared me for who I am today.
Well, that's amazing. So you told us about how you got into nursing, and then you slowly got into being a nurse anesthetist, and then your love for giving back to the community was what inspired you to create the CRRI. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the CRRI? What is that?
Yes, CRRI. Sometimes it's difficult to pronounce the two R's.
I know, right?
Yeah, so a lot of people have difficulties, but CRRI is Community Refugee Relief Initiative.
Okay.
How did this come about? We all know that our brothers and sisters from Cameroon, especially Northwest, Southwest, are going through this armed conflict. And so many people have fled to neighboring Nigeria.
Yeah.
Over 80,000 according to UNHCR official report. And then internally, there are about 1 million people that are just fled for safety. So this has been going on for 4 years. 2019, we all see these videos and we wish things get back to normal, and we pray for them, and some people do whatever they need to do. So
Yeah.
one friend sent me a video and said, "Doctor, we need to do something about this." His name is Marinus. I always call his name when I say this. Like, "Doctor, we need to do something. We can get together in Delaware and do something about this."
Mhm.
So that was February. I was planning a trip for my birthday in February. When I saw that video, I changed my plans right away. I'm like, you know what? I've seen enough videos from Nigeria, the suffering and all of that. It is high
Yeah.
time I go to Nigeria with whatever help I can bring to them. And I had never been to Nigeria to begin with.
Mhm.
So I told my wife about this plan, and she bought the idea as well. So she joined me.
Wow.
And then there was also one friend, Miss Jessie Tenkiang. So she joined, and we went to Nigeria, 3 of us, with the support of some people in the community. I shared the information with people in the community. So they put some, support together, and we went to Nigeria.
Hmm.
The very first time I set foot in the refugee camp in Ogoja, oh my goodness, we all broke down in tears.
Oh
We could not
God.
help it. The suffering. It's
Hmm.
like you see these kids all over the place, pregnant, and
Oh.
and you see a little child of 14-year-old having another child,
Oh.
and it was horrible. So we did provide a lot of food that we brought with. We bought a lot of food in Nigeria. Went to about 7 settlements, gave out this. We went with a lot of pencils and pens for the kids to go to school. So that was
Yeah.
supposed to be a one-time mission, but what we saw in Nigeria prompted us to continue doing this. So when we came back, we put ourselves together and we formed CRRI because we wanted this vehicle through which we can continue to provide for our people.
Mhm.
And we went back to Nigeria in December of that same year. And this time around, we realized that it is okay to provide food, it's okay to provide educational assistance, but we need to train these people. We need to train them. We need to give them something that is sustainable. And that is how the Refugee Livelihood Rescue Project was born. When we went to Nigeria in December of 2019, we enrolled 400 refugees in career training programs
Wow.
across Cross River and Taraba State. Yes, we went in there. The plan and the budget was to enroll 200 refugees, but when we saw the desire to learn something, to be empowered, we could not turn them away. That's how we ended up enrolling 400 of them.
Wow.
And by the grace of God, we raised funds here and there, and we're able to pay for the tuition. Finally, we have about 200, over 260 that maintain the program, because a lot of them had to drop out because of hunger and other challenges. But 260 of them have graduated or will soon graduate. And that is one of our major success stories. We just came back from Nigeria a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we came back from Nigeria, and we have graduated a lot of them in Cross River State. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to continue with that. We're going to graduate more refugees in Taraba. So we are very excited, And we believe that with these refugees acquiring this training, this empowerment, they will be able to provide food for themselves and their families. And that is how they will gradually come out of poverty and be able to have a sustainable lifestyle for themselves and their communities. Our big worry now is how do we open up workshops so that these refugees that have graduated can put what they have learned into practice. That is our big challenge coming forward. And
I
we are
understand
counting on
that
everybody to help us achieve that.
Yes, yes. And I'm really putting out that call to action right now. I know there are a lot of good men and women out here, some of who are parents or who at least have family members who know somebody who has lost somebody in this whole chaotic situation that has been happening for more than 4 years now. While we're here in the United States or wherever we find ourselves around the world, some people have nowhere to go. I don't know if it has ever happened for somebody to find themselves in a place where they don't know where the next meal will come from. They don't know where they will spend the night. I will tell you that I have, goodness, like being a student in New York, there were a lot of things that I went through. That there were days that I felt like, God, I don't even have food to eat because of how expensive, just the living situation was out there. And I would imagine that for someone like me who had a lot of friends that I could call and say, hey, I'm going through a tough time. What about those kids? What about those people there who don't have anybody, who may have lost everybody that they know in their family or in their circle of friends? So I really want to say kudos to you and your team. And it's always very, very emotional for me whenever we talk about, what some other people are going through. They didn't ask for this, but this is the situation where they find themselves. And it is only going to take good will for them to come out of that. So Doc, I know it has been a difficult experience for you. A friend of yours called you, talked about this situation. You, who has always been somebody who would travel and have fun for your birthday, you decided to turn those funds around and go over to Nigeria to help people that you don't know, people that you're not even affiliated with, just because you felt that as an orphan yourself, somebody gave you hope. And that's why you're able to help somebody out there today. Have you had some people supporting the project, or how have you managed to, fund all of these initiatives that you've been carrying out with the CRRI?
Yes, we've had a lot of support from some good friends and some organizations. I'll mention here Akum Tri-State has been a very supportive partner. Delaware Veteran Soccer Club has been there. The Bamileke Dynamic Group of Southern New Jersey. Um, uh, um, uh, CAS NJ, CAS NJ of New Jersey. So there are a few groups that have been there with us. Friends have supported us to keep us going. And
Mm-hmm.
we were supposed to have a fundraiser last year, but because of COVID, we could not.
Yeah.
And that has really handicapped us a lot. We were able to get some little funding from the SBO, a little loan, and to be honest, that's what is sustaining us today, because
Okay.
we have about 14 staff in Nigeria. We
Okay.
have coordinators in all these locations that we have trainees. We have a center that we're running. Besides all of this, we have a center, CRRI Career and Empowerment Center in Ogoja, that is
Mm-hmm.
training about 100 refugees in computer studies. That is separate from the livelihood project. And right there, we have about 9 staff
Wow.
that are teaching. And some of them are doing that on volunteer basis. We have one person teaching from Cameroon remotely, you know.
Wow.
So we have a lot of friends that have been supportive. But the unfortunate thing is that we are experiencing donor fatigue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people give and give and give, they get tired. But what I want to encourage everyone to try not to do is to get tired. Because when you're talking about 80,000 people, these are not just numbers, these are actual human beings. When you go out there on the field and you set your eyes on this reality, life will never be the same. So when you're here, let us count our blessings and try to spare something for the less fortunate. On the screen there, you see those are our trainees in auto mechanic in Taraba State, you know. So we need to get these people going. We cannot give up on them. I understand it's challenging, it's tiring, times are hard, but guess what? We are better off. And we can collectively do this together. Sometimes people get overwhelmed. Like, there are so many of these refugees. Where do I begin? Just begin with one. You know, it just takes beginning with one to get them going. And you have a formidable partner in CRRI. If you're one of those out there who wanted to do something for refugees in Nigeria and you don't know how to go about that, contact us and we can get this going. And Gwen, I want to add here that we are also doing things in Cameroon. We've provided a lot of relief assistance. When COVID hit in early February, I was in Nigeria actually. I was in Nigeria February of 2020 when COVID hit. That is where we launched the CRRI Career and Empowerment Center. I was in Nigeria and came back home, and we decided with COVID relief initiative, and we provided 15,000 face masks. 15,000 face masks, both in Cameroon and in Nigeria. And some of those face masks in Nigeria were sewn by the trainees in the tailoring workshops. So that is how we came about those 15,000 face masks. We provided about 1,000 hand sanitizers in Cameroon. But what we're planning to do in Cameroon is we want to launch the Adopt an IDP program. Adopt an IDP program. We want to train IDPs in Cameroon in vocational training so that they can be able to fend for themselves. All these IDPs in Douala, Chang, and all over the place, we want to start training them in tailoring, carpentry, auto mechanic, and so on and so forth. So we are planning to launch this program in the days ahead. So just keep us in mind, keep your brothers and sisters in mind. Don't get tired. These people need us. They do.
Wow. I mean, I'm getting so emotional just looking at it. Like you said, count your blessings every single day. It's so hard sometimes for people to get up and realize that they are so blessed. You know, that you have a roof under which you sleep, you have a job that you can wake up and go to, you have your family members you can call, your person, your dad, your sister, your brother, your kids are all around you. Some of these people have been kicked out of their environment, their natural environment. They have nowhere to go. That means they're just lost in a foreign land, and all they have is help from people of goodwill. I just want to invite all of you to just do something if you can. Okay, just do something if you can. Nothing is too small. These people need just $1. Even if you can be able to provide $1, spare $1, spare $5, spare $10 to help one of these kids, to provide food for one of these families. For all of you who are just tuning in, welcome. This is Spotlight with Gwendy. It is a 1-hour conversation with people, personalities, and professionals whose stories and experiences can empower and inspire the community. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and follow our page, and also follow our YouTube channel. That way you don't miss out when we have amazing guests like this whose stories can really, really change your mindset and mentality. Alrighty, so we are talking to Dr. Celestine Atancho. He is a doctor in anesthesia, anesthetist doctor. How do you call it? Anesthetist doctor or doctor in anesthesia? How do you say it?
Well, doctor in nurse anesthesia practice.
Doctor in nurse anesthesia practice. Yes, and he's also the founder of Abuwen.
Anesthesia
tell us
services.
more about that.
Yes. Yeah, Abuwen Anesthesia Services is a company that I founded to provide anesthesia services in Delaware and the surrounding area. So that is
Okay.
my 9 to 5. That's my nine to
Okay.
five kind of gig. That is what puts bread on the table for
There you
myself,
go.
my family, and for the initiatives that and Abuwen Anesthesia Services has a percentage that we put into philanthropy, and a chunk of that goes to CRRI. Another thing that I want to make mention here is, I believe in collective humanitarian action. So it's not all. We need a lot of money at CRRI, but I always make it a point of duty to support other endeavors that would help somebody out there. And I believe if we can do our quota, if we can try not to discriminate when it comes to meaningful initiative, we can do a wonderful job helping humanity. One thing I just wanted to add about CRRI, the reason why we formed CRRI, we wanted accountability.
Yes.
CRRI is fully structured. It has a board of directors that meets
Okay.
every month. When we meet every month, even though I'm leading CRRI as the board chairperson and the person that is always out there, I'm accountable to a board of directors, and I'm accountable to a general assembly. I like to put information out there. I like to be audited. I like to be checked. It helps transparency. So I just want to tell everybody out there, if you're looking for that transparent organization, if you're looking for that organization that will take your dollar
You
to
can
where it
check
is
your money.
needed,
What has been done with it?
what has been done, please do not hesitate, because I know accountability and transparency is very important
It
to
is.
donors, and we
It is.
guarantee you at CRRI, you can trust us. We have an accounting firm that makes sure that we are doing what we are supposed to do. We are following the rules
And
of the
everything that you
IRS.
give is also tax deductible,
It
right?
is tax
So
deductible. So, we have this excellent vehicle that we have built. So support us, support these people. So we're talking about training 260 refugees. Think about that for a second.
that's a
Just
lot.
line 260 people here and see where that line would. And that is not just them, that is them, their families. All these little
Yeah.
children that you see, we are talking about their daddies. Our oldest trainee is 60-year-old who train in
Oh God.
aluminium in Ogoja, Alumako. I
Wow.
wish I brought his picture here to see him. 60-year-old guy on graduation day walked up, collected his certificate.
Oh, Father Lord,
You
60
know,
years
it,
old.
it was a very, yes, 60 year
Oh,
old. It was a very
wow.
proud moment. So we want to
There
empower
is
this
still
guy. We want
hope.
to empower all of
There is
them.
still hope.
There is hope.
Yeah.
There is indeed.
Hey,
There
we already
is.
got we have first donation, and I'm so proud to put it on there on the
Oh
screen.
wow.
Ray Awat Masango, that's my big brother. He is
Thank you so much.
an auto mechanic, and he has a mechanic shop in Maryland. So for all those who are watching in the DMV area, make sure you go there and get the
Thank
best
you.
treatment.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay. So
Masango.
thank
Thank
you
you so much for your
so
support.
much, Daddy Ray. He's always very supportive, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. And I'm just gonna put up those numbers again. Please, whatever you have, there's nothing too small. Today I just wanted to bring my heart out, to join my hands with the CRRI. I know I've always been with them. I've hosted their virtual events. I've done their shows and stuff like that. It's all about just thinking about the next person, thinking about your own kids. Turn around and look at your kids. Nobody knows tomorrow. You see, this life we have today, this is the only assurance we have. Tomorrow is not even assured. The next minute after now is not even assured.
That
So
is so.
I really want to give you all the encouragement. I really thank you for the amazing work that you have been doing, Dr. Atancho. So last year COVID hit. It took a toll on everybody. A lot
Yeah.
of people gave up on so many things. They gave up on life because they lost family members, they lost their jobs, people lost their homes even. But CRRI was still there trying to help these people, because you ask yourself, what about those people there who don't have anybody? At least people here had their COVID relief that was given by the government. What about those ones? So I wanted to ask you today, How was that experience, that period between 2020 till now? How has that period been for the COVID crisis? Have you managed to continue giving the help to those people back in Nigeria and Cameroon?
Yes. When COVID hit, like I said, I was in Nigeria for mission, CRRI mission. And at the time, I think they had the first victim in Nigeria. And one of those things,
Oh,
when
wow.
you're out of the country, when you're out of home, especially abroad, you're thinking that if there's some travel restriction, you could be stuck somewhere.
You're gonna get stuck.
Yes. But it was a 1 week mission I had in Nigeria, and thankfully I fulfilled that and I came back home. But you see, when you're talking about COVID, unfortunately, our home country and continent is taking a big hit right now. You know, the wave, the current wave is ravaging lives in Cameroon. So there was that fear. You're talking about us here. They're talking about social distancing and all of that. Look at that refugee camp. How do you achieve social distancing in a refugee camp? You know,
There
you're
you
talking
go.
about supportive measures. So
With
we
face
took,
mask, where they
yeah,
get it from?
exactly. We took that decision as a CRRI in August to do something about this. So that's why we did the 15,000 face masks in Cameroon and Nigeria, hand sanitizers. And we also extended that to prisoners in Boya and Bamenda prisons, at least hand sanitizers to try to mitigate the spread as much as possible. We also provided some soaps and all of that. But then, you know, there's always hunger, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In as much as you want to do all of these long-term measures, somebody's dying today of hunger. So we always accompany this drives with food. And we went to Chang, Bamenda, Banga, Yaoundé. We even provided for IDPs in Yaoundé, because each time you try to do something that is COVID related, something that would protect them, they're telling you they probably would die of hunger tonight if you don't provide food.
Yeah.
So there's always that need. Hunger is always the number one need. And if you want to put hunger and then COVID and all the repercussions of COVID together, if you think for 1 second in America or in Europe that we're getting it difficult because of COVID, think about these refugees for 1 second. On
Yeah.
top of what they're going through, you add COVID. You know, you can only imagine. It
It's
is
almost
tough.
as if the world is crashing on their heads, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
that's what it is. Yeah, so Doc, really, that is, I'll tell you that the work that CRRI is doing is very commendable. I've seen a lot of organizations that start doing work. Maybe they go the first time and the next time they just give up because they get discouraged because of how hard it is. Like when they start the mission, they're telling themselves, oh, it's a great project. I know that when I talk to this friend, I talk to that friend, I talk to these family members, they will support me because they will see the need for it, they will see the need for help. But when you start looking around and you're in the middle of the water and there's nobody helping, you gotta do something by yourself. And sometimes it comes out of your own
Yes,
pocket.
yes. You have
You
to
gotta
dig deep.
deprive yourself.
Absolutely.
So I just want to find out, how have you managed, how has CRRI managed to stay afloat, to stay encouraged to keep helping these people, these refugees and these IDPs?
Sometimes, Gwen, I would say it's just an act of fate. And sometimes when we went to Nigeria December of 2019, I told you we're planning to train about 200 refugees in
Yes.
this livelihood program. And we ended up pretty much almost double the number.
Yeah.
There were a lot of members in my team that were not even talking to me because the
Oh,
question, how are we going to pay for this? You know, it's out
yeah.
of the budget. But at the same time, you're standing there and you're looking at these people. How can you say no to them? How can you say no to this little girl? I remember vividly, there's this girl in Calabar. She had a baby behind her back. She wanted to be trained for for the catering program. And we said, no, we just have 14 budgeted here. And then we ended up training 20. She was one of those who were rejecting. She burst
Oh,
into tears,
oh,
crying. And I'm like, you know what, just add her. But then when you add her, it means you have to pay for it, right? So there are some of those, but thankfully, I don't even know how that happened. We managed to pay for the tuition of all of these trainees. Now look at graduation, right? I just came back, like I said, from Nigeria 2 weeks ago. We graduated
Yes.
all these trainees, and they want to be able to have a workshop. They want to able to have a place to go and practice their trade. You know, I did promise them that we'll work towards achieving that. You know, and I looked at them in their faces and said, I will do whatever it takes to make that a reality. Uh, we have a board meeting tomorrow, and I will be presenting my report to the board tomorrow. And guess what? I have made a commitment to these people that we are going to find a way to train them. So what does that mean? It means I have to take some personal responsibilities in this. You know, those are one of those moments where you have to dig deep and forgo yourself of some luxuries to help these people to make that happen. But I believe that if we can together, put our hands, our resources in that pot, we can help these people. It is easier when you have the numbers. There is power in numbers. So I'm calling on everyone that is watching this, everyone that is listening to me, please do something meaningful. Join CRRI so that we can together empower these people. You're talking about over 260 people. Can you imagine the impact if all of them can have a workshop where they can go to and feed their families and take care of their communities? That is the tall order that we are facing. And I'm hoping that you can help us achieve this.
We really hope that by the end of today, we should have had at least a few people step in. I don't want to call names, but I see some really good people watching the broadcast right now. And I know that these are good people. These are people who have always been there in the community supporting initiatives, even just regular events. So, what about providing food for a child in need in Nigeria who has lost a parent, who doesn't have a way out, and stuff like that? It's so important. You can make a difference today on one of those children's face. On You can put a smile on their face. I have a question for you, Doc. So this where do these people live in Nigeria? Where do they live? Do they have like a
Oh,
camp where they live, or where do they live? Because I've always asked myself that question. Yes, you go out there to give them this help, but where do they come from? Where do they actually live? There's
yes.
so many of them, thousands of them.
Yeah, the official numbers point towards 80,000. And
Jesus
if you
Christ.
talk to 80,000 persons, 80,000, can you imagine that? If you talk to the people on the ground, they will tell you you can even double or quadruple that number. So what
Mhm.
happens in Nigeria is the UNHCR has camps in Ogoja. One of those camps, Adagom one, has about 12,000 refugees. So they have
Oh
tents. They
Lord.
have tents, and then eventually they will put a little structure, and then they have communities. So that particular Adagom one has about 41 communities, and the
Mhm.
population grew and grew. They had to create another camp, Adagom 3, and then there's Okende. So that is and then in Benue, they have another settlement. But the vast majority of these people just live in the community of people. And that is why
They sleep
we're
anywhere. Anytime at
out
night they
there,
come and they
we're
sleep.
talking, some people, they sleep in churches, when
Oh
it's
God.
dark, they come in. Some of them have managed to squeeze within the community. And I would say that the host community, uh, individuals in the Calabar Cross River corridor have been very helpful and supportive to our brothers and sisters that they have been hospitable to them, and so some of
We
them are
really
living in their
thank them.
communities. Yes,
Yeah.
each time I go out there, I express our thanks and appreciation, gratitude for what they have been able to do to open their homes for our people. But it's still very
Mhm.
tough. It's
It
still very
is.
tough.
All right. So we're going to go now into a call for action. Concretely, Doc, what does CRRI need from the public? What message are you putting out today? What's your call to action?
The big one will be to help us open these workshops so that we can train these over 260 people that we were graduating or soon to graduate from our training program. Um, a conservative estimate for that should be about $50,000. That is a conservative estimate, to even to make that happen, to get that going, and then we can supplement as we go on. So that is the bare minimum that we need right now to make that happen. So if you're
Alrighty.
listening to
So
me today, you want to help. When you hear 50,000, don't think is too much. Even if you give
don't be
$1,
scared.
right? You've reduced that to 49,999, right? And if you give
Yes.
$5, you reduce that. If you give $10, if you give $100, so if we put our heads together in our numbers, we can make this possible. That's why I'm calling on everyone. I know you've given before. I know we keep asking, but what are we going to do? Are we going to abandon these people? We cannot give up on
Yeah.
them. So we just have to keep asking. It takes a little bit of sacrifice here to make that happen. So please, let's not get tired of helping our own. That could be you. You and I are lucky.
Yes.
We're just lucky that it is not us that are in those refugee camps. Have you thought
And
about
there's nothing
switching
that
places?
stays. Yeah.
Exactly. And who knows tomorrow? Anything can
Who
happen, right?
knows tomorrow,
Even right
right?
here in the United States, you've seen people.
People become
You're here
homeless in the
today.
United States.
Look at what COVID has done to some people.
Yeah.
So
People have
let's
lost
not
their
get
jobs.
tired.
They've lost
Yes,
their homes, their cars. They don't have anything right now. But those are people who were earning six figures and above. Just because you don't know what the future holds. And if you can today make a difference, a dollar will go a long way. So don't hold yourself
absolutely.
back. Don't tell yourself, I need $50 to send. No. The numbers are right here. I'm going to put it on again. And I'll add it in the chat. If a member of CRRI is watching right now, please add the address at, the Cash App address is right there, is at CRRI Inc. They have their Venmo, they have their mobile money there, and they have a check. They have all of their numbers there if you want to make a difference in a child's life. If you want to, sponsor an IDP today, you can do that. You can join this
Absolutely.
initiative and make a difference, guys. I know that we all are amazing people. We are good people. We are people who think about one another, even though sometimes we could fight. But when it's important, we always come together. And I know that for a good cause, everybody will stop, right?
Yes,
Everybody
Gwen.
will make a
And,
difference.
and I want to say something about this is humanitarian we're talking about here. I
Yeah.
know everybody has their opinion, their stance about what is happening
And it's totally apolitical, right? It is not
everybody has
political.
their opinion. Everybody has their belief what they should see happen in Cameroon. But amidst all of these different opinions, actual human beings are falling through the cracks. Actual human beings are suffering and dying in the process. So I think this is one area where we can all agree, we can all connect, irrespective of our differences. And that is why at CRRI, we've taken a very strong political stand. We are 100% humanitarian, and we embrace anybody who is willing to to ease the suffering of
Yeah.
a fellow refugee or a fellow IDP out there. So
Irrespective of your political
that is
belonging.
something that we
I'm
can
not a
connect.
political person. I'll say that.
Yes. Yep. So let us connect here for humanitarian objective. Let us connect
Yeah.
here to help these people. You know, they are dying, and a lot of them don't have a say what is going on. They don't even know what is going on. They just need a place to live quietly and with dignity. So we can at least rally behind this humanitarian front and bring relief and hope to these people.
Dr. Celestina Tancho, if I should ask you, how do you feel after almost 3 years doing this? providing
Oh my
food,
goodness.
providing
Gwen.
first-hand necessities for these people. What is your feeling, your overall feeling? How do you feel? What's your assessment of everything on a personal note?
On a personal note, I go to bed each night when I think about these people. For one, I get disturbed because I'm seeing the things that we can do, you know. But at the same time, if you flip that page and look at the life saving changes we have brought to so many lives out there, it gives us great satisfaction, you know. And another, uh, looking at this in another perspective, it is tiring. It drains a lot of energy. 2 3 years of doing this, I ask myself sometimes, where is the energy coming from? I mean, I came up from Nigeria. We're in Nigeria for like a week, a marathon week. Like we spend like 4 hours of sleep every day, and
Mm.
then you come back to the US and you have to go back to work the next day. You know,
Wow.
you have a long week. You're tired, and guess what? It's just the passion. It's the passion. That's the only thing that propels us. The passion to help these people. So I will get a little bit better sleep if all these 260 refugees are training. You know, I'll get a little better sleep. But for right now, each time I go to bed, I'm thinking, how do we empower these people? How do we provide them the opportunity to practice what they have learned and to better their families? So it's one thing after another. But this is the
Yeah.
big one. I think this big one, if we can cross that bridge, if we put out almost 300 families out there, giving them that opportunity to better their lives,
To have a
then
skill that they can use to look for money.
yes, then we can
Yeah.
take that deep breath and like, you know what? We have succeeded in this chapter. Let us go to the next chapter.
Alrighty. So as we're taking leave of you today, Dr. Celestina Tancho, what's that one word that you want everybody watching to remember, to take home after this interview?
Um, be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. And by brother, I don't mean biological.
Or
Be your
relative.
brother's keeper. Help your brothers and sisters out there. They are counting on each and every one of you here. Spare a dollar, spare a meal, forgo one thing that is dear to you so that you can change a life out there.
All right, I'm going to say thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience and what CRRI has been doing in the community, helping Cameroonian refugees based in Nigeria and also internally displaced people who have been forced to leave their homes either from the northwest or southwest regions of Cameroon. And just reminding everybody, this is an apolitical organization. It has nothing to do with any political affiliation. It's just a group of people who've come together to be able to provide help and firsthand necessities to those people who don't have. And so don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, it has something to do with politics or whatsoever. They are not politicians. They're just a group of people who are helping out. So if you feel like you want to make a difference in a kid's life today, if you feel like you want to train a mother, a young mother, 14 years old. I mean, there was one story that broke my heart. I remember the last time I did one of your virtual events, somebody talked about a young girl who was forced to squeeze leaves together to pad herself with in the
Yeah.
forest.
Yeah.
Every one of us, all the women watching right now on this live broadcast, I know that all of you, all of us, most of us who are still, in an age where you still have your period, imagine that you had your period, your monthly cycle, and you don't have a pad. Do you know how that will make you feel? Like, do you know, like, I don't know, like, it's just that was one thing that broke my heart. So like it broke my heart into a million pieces that day. And I sat there and I imagined and I was like, oh God, that must be so hard to think that I need to go get leaves, mash them together, make it soft, and then try to use it to soak up, my period with. So as you go home, as you go about your activities this weekend, please open your hearts. I know that you all have a good heart. We all can make a difference. And I'm going to put those numbers up again before we take leave of Dr. Celestine. Um, I'm just going to put up those numbers again, reminding you that you can donate. You can go to their website. It's right there. It's www.crrimissions.org/donate
Correct.
and make a difference. Doc, you wanted to say something?
Now, I just wanted to thank you. I want to thank Gwendy Media TV for this opportunity to tell our story out there. I want to thank you because you've always been there. You've always been supportive. You have never disappointed us each time we call you to help maybe MC our occasion, our functions. You've always shown up. Thank you for the support, and we hope that you will continue to tell our stories out there.
Oh, definitely. That's the reason why I created this channel. And this particular program is meant for the voice of the voiceless. It's a program that is supposed to inspire and empower by our own stories, okay? Because we believe that something that you may have gone through, sharing your story could help somebody who is totally confused and they don't know what to do. And that's the reason why we want to be that bridge. We want to be able to fill up that gap and hope that our community can get that, that they can pick up the things that are valuable for their lives. That's why we bring professionals. That's why we bring personalities. That's why we bring people with a story, so that we can be able to contribute in improving the mindset, because it starts from improving the mindset. That is the gateway to success. Dr.
Yes.
Celestine Atancho, I want to thank you so much. You're a great friend of mine, and you're somebody that I respect so much in the community. And I've said that several times. I will continue telling the world there are not so many people out here who have such a big heart. I want to really thank you. I want to thank your wife. I want to thank the CRRI in general. All of you have been doing an amazing job. I want to thank your community and all the people that have been partnering with you in one way or the other, just for all what they've been doing. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. We're going to be here and we're going to continue supporting every way that we can. I'm just going to take a few comments right now, just so we let our viewers know that we see them. Dr. Lois Ekwe, she says, good job, Doc. Linda and Dedi, that's my colleague and friend. She's watching from Douala, I believe. How are you, sis? Mbombo, Mambombo, comment tu vas aujourd'hui? Alors, j'aimerais remercier tout le monde qui a regardé l'émission aujourd'hui. J'aimerais remercier tous les membres de CRRI qui font beaucoup de choses du côté du Nigeria pour nos frères et sœurs qui n'ont plus où aller, qui vivent là-bas, qui sont devenus réfugiés au Nigeria, et ceux qui sont au Cameroun. I really just want to say thank you to all of you for your amazing work and for the support. Keep up the good work.
And your French is very fluent, Gwen. When I saw you for the first time, I thought you were Francophone, right?
I know that story. Yeah, I know. I was hosting the Cameroon Community of New Jersey event. And yeah, you didn't know I was an Anglophone.
Yeah, I'm like this.
And I give credit to my country. I'm so grateful that I came from Cameroon, because
I said
get to speak English.
This Francophone girl speaks English so well.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Doc.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. I want to shout out to Dr. Ekwe Lois. She's doing a marvelous job out there in the Kumba communities.
She is. She's a strong woman. I love people who don't fret. People who make a difference. People who keep going. Listen, it may not look like you're getting success, but know that you're doing amazing things. That smile that you put on somebody's face is enough for you to change their lives, because you don't know, that person might have been a time bomb just waiting to get bombarded somewhere, because they are so overwhelmed with the pain and struggles and suffering that they're going through. But for that one word that you tell them, for that $1 that you give them, it's going to make them think that there is somebody out there looking out for me. So don't ever stop. Doc, I'm going to let you run because I know you had something to do today.
Yes.
Thank you for the time.
It's been a
And
pleasure.
say hello.
It's
Say
been a
hello
pleasure.
to everybody in
Hello,
Delaware for
everybody.
me.
Yep, I hope they're watching. I hope they're watching. But
Yeah, I don't see their comments. I've not seen any
they'll catch
comment
up.
here
They'll catch
from
up. They'll catch up. The
CRRI.
good thing is a recorded program, so they'll catch up. They'll catch up.
But I don't understand how their founding president is here. I don't see nobody representing CRRI here. You guys need a red card.
Don't worry. I'll make sure of that. I'll make sure I give some sanctions.
Yeah, they're supposed to represent, because when you go out to talk, oh, Zell number. Okay, I'm gonna put up the flyer again. I'm gonna put up the flyer. Hold on, let me take off this thing from the screen. I want to take that off. There you go.
Business accounts don't do Zelle, so somebody can just Zelle to me directly, and then I will
Okay.
send it to CRRI. So
Okay. Or if not, there's a cash up there, and there's the
yeah, for some reasons, business accounts don't seem to do Zelle at the time. I don't know if they're doing it now, but that's why we don't have a Zelle number.
So please do catch those numbers right now and make a difference in someone's life. Okay, you will be rewarded plentiful by our God Almighty. All right, we're gonna let Dr. Celestine go right now. We're gonna take leave of him.
Thank you.
We're just really, really grateful to have people like you in the community. Your organization is doing fantastic work. Keep up the good work. We're always going to be here to support.
Thank you so much, Gwen.
All righty. All the best. Okay, guys, there you go. We had an amazing time talking all about humanitarian work and the CRRI's initiatives, what they've been doing in Nigeria and Cameroon for the Cameroonian refugees out there, who are over 80,000, guys. It's a whole lot of them. And I want to use this opportunity to thank our brothers and sisters from Nigeria in all of those states for welcoming our people and letting them feel like home. You guys are our brothers, and that there's a reason why we have only a boundary separating us. So please, I just want to say thank you so very much. I want to just encourage everybody out there to make a difference. It doesn't matter how much it is, whatever it is that you can give, whatever it is that you can contribute to make a difference. Adopt an IDP today. An IDP is an internally displaced person. Adopt an IDP today. Adopt a refugee today. Just take one person and make a difference in their lives and let God do the rest. All right, I'm going to wish you all a wonderful weekend. Wonderful start of your week. Next week, we're still going to be here on Saturday with the same pleasure. Oh my gosh, Saturday is the 1st. Can somebody remind me Saturday the 1st? I think I'm losing my mind right now. But if Saturday is the 1st, then we're going to have an amazing Cameroonian multi-award Makossa artist who has just released a new song in the market. And his name is Big Benji Mateke. Yes. If you guys know who Big Benji Mateke is, then you want to tune in next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central African time to find out all about him and listen to all of his beautiful music. He's going to be in the house. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Remember, you can be the change you seek. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please make sure that you subscribe and follow our page so you don't miss out on all the amazing guests that we bring to you every single week. That said, God bless you. Go out, be beautiful, do good, be the change. I love you. Bye-bye.